Assalamu alaikum friends, I'm Dr.Mahdi from waddan software channel. Welcome back to our tutorials. In the last tutorial we learned how to create a SQLite database. We named it student DB and it included one table, student info, and inside this table we had 6 columns, one for ID, for name, for grade, for phone, for age, and for image. In this tutorial we will learn how to insert this data inside the database using options menu. If we see the demo application, we'll find here options menu and it includes one icon for inserting data. If we click it, it will inflate a layout that includes 4 edit texts, one for name, for grade, for phone, and for age, and one image view. And when we click this image view, it will open the gallery or camera to pick the image. And when we click the adding new student, this data will be inserted inside the database. Okay. But before we start, I strongly advise you to practice for this tutorial many times, and don't forget to subscribe in the channel and activate the bell to receive notifications for the next tutorials. And if you find this tutorial helpful, just give like. And okay, let's start. The first step here in the student database helper will create a method that is responsible for the inserting data, and it will return true or false. So here we write public boolean for true or false. For example, insert student data, and here we'll give variables that will be received from the main activity through inflated layout. So here we'll need a string name, a string grade, a string phone, a string age, and for image will be byte image. Okay, and we'll give the permission writable, so we'll copy this one here, and we will connect the columns with the variables here through content values. So we write content values will be equal new content values, and content values dot bot. The first column is column ID with the variable name here, this variable, and the same way now we will use these content values to insert data inside the table. So we write db.insert table name and null and the content values. Okay, and now if we hold the control and click the insert, here we'll find that error inserting will return -1. So we can use this long value to check if the data inserted or not. So here we can write that long -1, so long res, for example, will equal this sentence, and here we will make if condition. If res equals -1, so it will return false, so the data is not inserted, and else if not -1 will return true, meaning that the data inserted in the table. Now we finished this part in the student database helper, and we'll move to main activity, and here we'll create the options menu, this options menu. So here after the onCreate method, just hold control and press O and write onCreate options menu. Okay, and also we'll need the on options item selected to give the action of inserting data. So again, hold control and press O and write on options item selected. Okay, and now we need to design this menu. So here in the resource, right click, new, and write resource directory, and choose menu. Okay, and here in this folder we'll create the menu. I'll call it insert menu. Okay, and we'll need for now one item, so I write item. We need only title here, so title, for example, new. And we'll need icon. To create this icon, I'll go to app, right click, new vector asset, and I'll choose icon. For example, here person. Okay, and I'll give size 50 to be bigger. Next, finish, and here we'll insert the icon. Okay, and I'll give show as action always. Okay, the menu is ready now. Again to main activity, and here in the onCreate options menu we will inflate the menu itself. So we write get menu inflator dot inflate r dot menu dot insert menu and the instance menu. Okay, for now if we test the app, it will show this icon here, but it is not connected to any action. I'll connect the action here in the on options item selected, and here we need to inflate layout. For example, here if we click this layout, so I created it previously to save some time. Inside this insert layout, we have 4 edit text, for name, for grade, for phone, age, and 1 image view, and the ID, 80 name, 80 grade, 80 phone, and 80 image, and this selected image. Okay, we return back to the main activity. So here we'll inflate this layout. We'll write layout inflator. For example, inflator will equals layout inflator, the context main activity dot this dot get system service and layout inflator service. And we will inflate this layout using view. So I write view equals inflator dot inflate r dot layout dot insert layout and null. Okay, now we can cast the elements in the layout, insert layout. So here we write edit text 80 name equals view dot find view by id r.id dot 80 name. Using the same one, okay, now we'll need to insert this layout inside alert dialog. So here we write alert dialog dot builder. For example, builder will equal new alert dialog dot builder and the context main activity dot this, and we'll create this builder. So here builder dot set view will insert this view to inflate the insert layout. Okay, so here view and the title dot set title. For example, adding new student, and message set message. For example, enter student information, and icon dot set icon. I'll use the same icon, so r dot drawable dot person. Okay, and we'll need positive button as well. Positive button, new student, and new dialog interface on a click listener. And we'll also need negative button, so we write dot set negative button, and I'll collect cancel and the new dialog interface dot in a click listener, and I'll close it. And here don't forget to create and show the alert dialog, so builder dot create dot show. Okay, if we test the application, for example here, okay, now the options menu is created, and when we click this icon, it will inflate alert dialog that inflates layout, but there is no action yet. So the next step will pick the information from here, and we pick the image from gallery or camera and add this information to the SQLite database. So here in the positive button, we'll pick the information from the edit text. So we write string name equals etname dot get text dot to string, and the same way and we have this error, so just add final here. Okay, and for the image I let it for a while. So here we'll send this data to the insert student data. So here we will use the key of the database helper, this one student db. So here I write student db, so I can enter to the insert student data. So dot insert student data, and here it requires to send this information here. So for name I have already the name and the grade and phone and age, and image not yet. So here I write name, grade, phone, age. And here for the image, when we pick the image from gallery or camera, it will be URI. So we will need to convert it to byte to be inserted in the database. So here I leave it for now, and this insert student data will return true or false here. So I can use this advantage for testing. So here I write boolean res, for example, and I'll check it if res equals true. This means that the data is inserted. So I write toast here, new student added. Okay, and if return is false, else I'll give the toast that data not inserted, new student not added. Okay, and to pick image from gallery or camera, we will need two permissions, one for write external storage and one for camera. But before that, I'll go here after casting the image, and I'll create on a click listener to this image. So we can write image dot set on a click listener, new on a click listener. Why I did this? Because if we see the demo application, and when we click the image, it will open the gallery or camera. So I'll give action for this image view. So here we'll check if the permissions permitted or not. I'll create a value. This value can be boolean or a string or int as you want. For me now, I'll use boolean. For example, back equals true, and we'll use this value to check if the user wants to pick the image from camera or gallery. So here, for example, if pick equals true, for example, here the user will use the camera to pick the image, and else will be from gallery. Okay, and if the user wants to pick from camera. So I'll check if the camera permitted or not. So if condition again, and we'll create a new method to check the camera permission. And this method, if returned false, so it will request for the camera permission. If returns true, it can pick the image. So here, for example, I'll call this method check camera permission, and this is method. If return is false, so I'll create another method. I'll call it request camera permission, and it is also method. If return is true, so the camera is permitted already. So else, I'll create another method. I'll call it, for example, pick image. Okay. The second option, if pick is false, so the user will pick the image from gallery. So here again, we can copy this and paste. We'll do the same, but this time for the storage permission. So we can change the camera to storage, and here is storage. Now we have 5 methods. We'll create them one by one. Okay, we'll start with this method, check camera permission, created in the main activity. So this method is Boolean, so it will return true or false. And for camera permission, we need 2 permissions, one for write external storage and one for camera. So here we'll write Boolean, the first variable. This one, for example, will be equals context combat dot check self permission, the context, and the manifest permission, manifest dot permission dot write external storage, and this must equals to package manager dot permission granted. Okay, and one more for the camera, res2, and here for camera, and this method will return res1 and res2. So return res1 and res2. Okay. And using the same way, we'll create the check storage permission, and here we can copy this sentence and put it here, because we only need the write external storage, and we'll return res1. For the third method, request camera permission, we'll connect the permission to request code, so we'll create it in the main activity. And here we write request permissions, new string, and for the camera we need external storage permission and camera permission. So here we write all of them in the manifest permission. So manifest dot permission dot camera and manifest dot permission dot write external storage, and here the request code as you want, for example 100. And here we have error because the API version, so we can just add annotation for the version. Okay, and here also we'll add annotation. And now we'll create the request storage permission using the same way. So we can copy this sentence and paste it here. But this time for storage we don't need camera permission, and we'll add the annotation. Okay. Now we'll create only the big image, so we'll create it in the main activity. And in this method we can use a library in the GitHub, this library called Android Image Cropper. So this library will give some professionality to the selected image. Just in the GitHub you can write Android Image Cropper, and here in this library we can make crop or make some edit for the selected image. What can we do is just write the dependency this to the Gradle file here and sync it. Okay, done. And we'll copy the permissions to the manifest file here, and we'll add camera permission as well. So user permission and camera, and we'll add this activity to the manifest. So here, and we'll copy this and I'll paste it in the big image here. Import class and import class, and finally I'll copy the onActivity result in the main activity. Okay, now we can pick the image in URI format. So here we'll need to convert this URI to byte. So for example here I'll create image to byte method, and I'll set inside the image view this image view. So here image, and this error I'll just add final here. Now we'll create this method to convert the URI to byte, and here we write bitmap equals bitmap drawable, and this image dot get drawable, and I'll insert this between brackets, and here dot get bitmap, and I'll use the byte array output stream class. So I write byte array output stream, for example stream will equals new byte array output stream, and now we'll compress this bitmap. So bitmap dot compress, and the format bitmap format dot png, and the quality for example 100, and the byte array stream, for example bytes equals stream dot to byte stream, and we return bytes. Okay, now we almost finished. We can test the app, so we'll test it. When we click insert icon, we insert some data, for example, and when we click the image view, it will give message to allow permissions. Again, it will open the gallery and camera. If we click gallery, we can choose an image in the gallery, very cute girl, and we can crop the image. But here we are, the image is not shown in the image view, so we'll go back to our code, and here in the onResult activity We will convert this URI to bitmap through bitmap factory e and the message e.print sectrace, and here in the try we write input stream equals get content resolver dot open input stream, and we'll insert this result URI, and we'll convert this stream to bitmap using bitmap factory. So bitmap equals bitmap factory dot decode byte array dot decode stream and the stream. And now we'll insert this image inside the image view. So here in the image view, when we casted the image view, we'll just copy this and we'll make it public. So copy, and we'll delete this, and I'll put them here. So now here we write image dot set image bitmap. Okay, we'll test again. I'll choose again this cute girl and crop, and here we are. The image is shown in the image view, and when we click add new student added. To check it, we'll go to the device file explorer again, data, and we'll search for the package name, this one here, SQLite Course English, and we open it, and we will sync this database, and we'll save it to our PC. Okay, and when we open the database browser and we open the database and browse data, we will find that the data is already inserted into the database, and when we test the image, plop, the image is shown perfect. Okay friends, for now we finished the second tutorial. I see you again in the next tutorial. It will be about how to show the saved data in list view. So don't forget to practice for this tutorial, and don't forget to subscribe in the channel, and don't forget to activate the bell to receive notifications for the next tutorial. And if you find this tutorial helpful, just give a like for this tutorial, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.